Namaste. In this chart and palm, we will look at how to use Tattwa. That means Rashi Tattva, Jala Tattva, Agni Tattva, etc. and map the palm lines and also establish a sambandh or a relation between the two graha when they are not clearly visible in the chart. Let me make this point a bit more clear. Look at this. In this palm you will see that the Shani Rekha starts from the moon mount. But if you look at the chart, the Shani has absolutely no sambandh with moon, be it Rashi or otherwise. Then why is the Shani Rekha starting from the moon? So this is something one has to look into when he or she does the Nadi palm analysis or chart analysis or palm chart analysis. So let us, for this we have to go into the Tattwa chart. We have to make a Tattwa chart. Now I'm not very good with the North Indian format, so because in Nadi we generally use the South Indian format, which is more scientific. Because in the North Indian format you need lagna, otherwise the chart cannot be used properly. However, I have somehow managed to try to get this thing sorted out. So let's see. This is a Jala Tattva Rashi 12, right? It's Jala Tattva Rashi. So we have to look at the trines from this Rashi. So the first one is this. This is the fourth one, which is Cancer, and then we have to look at Scorpio, which is 8th one. So these are the trinal Rashis that are from 12. These are the Jala Tattva Rashis and they are in the north. So let us see how we make the Tattva chart. Now look at this. This is the north. This is the point where we draw an arrow like this. Okay. Now we have to place the graha according to their degrees. Let us look at the graha. Rahu is at 18 and Mars is at 26. Right? So Rahu is having lesser degrees than Mars. So we put Rahu to the left and Mars to the right. Always remember the direct graha, which that means the graha that are not vakri always move to the right. You can see that everywhere they move to the right. So Mars is moving to the right. Rahu, which is a vakri graha, will always move to the left. But being in lower degrees, it is placed in the left. Similarly, let us look at where the Shani is placed. So from this chart you can see that the Shani is in the Vayu Tattva. What is the Vayu Tattva? Let us look at that first. See this. This is the Vayu Tattva Rashi. Now we will always go like this. First Jala Tattva, that is north. Then we go to Agni Tattva, that is in the east. Then we go to the southern Rashis, which are Bhumi, and then Vayu. So we go this way, clockwise. Okay, we follow a clockwise pattern. Now we will have to place the graha according to the tattva and degrees, and also look at whether they are vakri or not. Right. So let us see where Shani is placed here. Shani is in the Vayu Tattva, so it is in the western Rashis. And what is which graha is in trinal to the Shani? Let us look at that graha. You can see that this graha, which is Mercury, which is trinal to the Shani. So we will place the Shani here and Mercury here. Both of them are towards the right because they are not vakri. Shani has a lower degree than Mercury, therefore Shani will come to the left. Now we will see similarly when we place in the Agni Tattva Rashi, we will see that the Venus and Moon are in the same Tattva, and the Moon is ahead of Venus. Okay, from this Tattva chart you can clearly see that the Shani has a relationship with Moon because it aspects the Moon. Now in Tattva chart and in Nadi we also consider 3, 7, 11 relationships. Okay, so in this case we can see that even though in the chart it is not clear, but from the Tattva chart one can clearly see that the Shani is making a strong connection with Moon. So this connection is strong. So a person who is born at the same time, same place, there could be many people who are born at the same time, same place. Not everybody will have the same, Shani Rekha originating from moon. So what we have to do is we have to first map out which are the placements which have a strong bearing on each other. For example, here the Shani and Chandra are having a strong relationship. It could be trinal, it could be seventh aspect, it could be retro aspect, whatever it is, 212. But we have to first establish. Now, the kind of connection that we establish here will ensure or will dictate how the results would be. So here they are having a kama drishti. Okay, so we have to make that point very clear. All right, now let's see the Mercury. The Mercury seems to have some kind of connection or some vakri, some kind of vakri drishti is falling on the Mercury. Whenever such lines come on the Mercury mount, and you can see that these lines are also kind of forked. When such lines come, we have to look at the chart carefully to see if there is any vakri graha that is influencing the Mercury. Here from the chart I don't see anything like that. Nothing, absolutely nothing, so what could be the graha that is influencing Mercury? Now there is absolutely nothing that can be established here, but from the Tattwa chart this is a concept which is not rare, which is not used. But in some cases like these, in charts like these, one has to go deeper because directly nothing is visible. You will see that most of the tattva are going clockwise and meeting this way, right? But if you look at Rahu is going and meeting or influencing the western rashis, the Vayu Tattva rashis, instead of influencing the northern or the southern. It is actually influencing more towards or onto the western rashis, which is kind of rare, and this can only be established by using the palm. So when we draw the tattva chart, we have to put them in place, put the degrees and everything, and see what relationship, which is the graha which is influencing the other one, or where there is any other relationship that is not seen in the chart directly. Is it being established in the tattva chart or not? We have to look at these things. So you can see that the Rahu here is trying to meet the Shani and Mercury, more so Mercury. Okay, so that is something one has to see. Now looking at the other parts and of this chart, you can see that the Mars is in Jala Tattva. That means it is having a Rashi Sambandh with Chandra. Well, that seems very very clear here. Okay, this is like Chandra, and whenever there is an island, this is a relationship between Mars and a moon. But that is not seen here. That's not seen here directly, although I can say that this moves and meets the moon. Yes, that is okay, but directly we can see it using the Rashi placement, Rashi Sambandh. But is it favorable or not? That we can see from the chart also. You can see that this is 1 2 3 4 5 6. So there is a 6-8 relationship between Chandra and Mars. So this is not a favorable sign as per the palm. I'm not going into Parashara Paddhati at all. Here we are just restricting ourselves to the Nadi system. So here you can see that the Chandra and Mangal are having a Shadashtak relation, are at Shadashtak. So that means the relationship is not very favorable. Now let us go a step further. You can see that the Jupiter, which is the Brihaspati, and Ketu are close to each other, and Ketu is trying to cross into the Jupiter. Jupiter is moving this way. Ketu is trying to cross into the Jupiter as if to meet the Jupiter. Okay, is that reflecting? Is it reflecting in the palm? Let's see. You can see that but it is reflecting in a slightly positive manner. Okay, in this case, now you see this branch of the Jupiter line is making a sign of flag, pataka. Okay, generally those who know Nadi, Ketu is actually pataka. Okay, dhwaj. So it is indeed showing some relationship here in the palm. So I can say that the Jupiter and Ketu relationship is strong, and it is on the sun mount. Yes, that is pretty visible, but then that is not really favorable. I'll tell you why. Because look, that this is what we can interpret from the palm, whether the particular conjunction or yuti is or dishti is favorable or not. You can see that the Surya Rekha has been completely is disappearing after this pataka, so that is not a good sign. And also the Surya Rekha is not straight, it is being cut by a line like this. That's another thing. So Surya here seems to be damaged. Okay, so this is how we do the analysis, in-depth analysis. However, this person will have problems until the age of 40 to 42. Okay, but after that this person is going to rise suddenly. The wealth that I see in this palm is simply amazing. It may not be there at all before the age of 40. It will be in minus minus minus. Everything is in doldrums before 40, but after 40 this person has a sudden sudden uplift, or you can say the career suddenly takes off, or the money part, or the financial part all of a sudden improves. There are many signs that show such a result. I mean, gives such results. One of them is this boat shaped, boat shape, along with the color of the palm. The shukra is giving a proper color which actually shows money. Also you can see the thin lines on this. You won't be able to see because I've put it on my laptop and I can see much more with greater resolution. So there are these money lines that are clearly seen. However, they will be seen at a later stage. The other important thing which I see for money, and that is seen in many palms, are these kinds of formations. These are the formations that gives huge wealth. You may have dhana yoga or everything in the parashara, that is okay, but from the palm you can actually see whether the person will earn or not, or if he is very rich, maybe later on whether he will lose that wealth or will he be able to keep that wealth. Also, this particular formation shows that this person also will earn a lot of wealth through properties. Okay, that is, and this formation is joining it. It means it is going to give wealth, because look at the cone, it is acute angle, which is quite good. And where is it looking at? Where is it looking? Towards the Chandra, which is good. Absolutely, because it is partly parallel to the Shani Rekha also, and ultimately it meets the Shani Rekha. It means the influence from the moon is going to give her a lot of wealth, maybe from the partner or something. She is going to get a lot of wealth. So that is something which is seen. The other part is that although the Shani Rekha has problems in this particular area, but if you remember in my old videos, in the previous videos, I have always mentioned that this Rekha, which is called the Sthai Rekha or the permanent Shani line, is always important. One Sthai Rekha can be a game changer. Without any other obstruction. You see, this is very clear. There's no obstruction, and there is this line that comes from the Surya mount trying to touch the Shani Rekha. As you know, such a formation is always auspicious. However, it is slightly bent. It means thoda time lagega. Thoda time lagega. It means 40-42 years ke baad hi the success will not come before that. So these are things. Of course, you can cross check this with the chart. Maybe it might also show the same results or whatever predictions, but from the palm at least I can see these predictions. And that is how we do use the Tattwa chart. If there are no apparent relationship between the graha as seen in the chart, but they are visible in the palm, then we have to use the Tattwa chart for sure, because this is the only way you can see how the graha are establishing the sambandh. So the sambandh in Nadi are 3, 7, 11 to 12, and then trinal. Trinal, of course, we know that these are the most important relations. And Yuti, of course, Yuti is very important. But in this case, which one of these relations or sambandh are very strong can only be seen by using a palm chart or a palm, and analyzing every single line in the palm. Now this is not a very favorable kind of formation. That's why this female will have trouble, a lot of trouble. There are these lines again and an island on the Jupiter, which also shows a lot of trouble during the initial stage, initial part of the life. But later on, things improve. Later on the things improve because the situation here seems to be favorable. Okay, so it is going to improve, but it is going to take time. So 40 40 42, 40 or 42. Okay, thank you so much. This was an analysis which will focus more on the tattva, which focused more on the tattva chart. Thank you.